Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Mr. Koval, and in this video, I'm going to be going over how to use molar mass in calculations. Basically, I'm going to show you how to use it as a conversion factor, what a conversion factor is. So let's get into this. So in this problem, I'm going to be going through step by step answering these questions. First, the question is, what is the molecular mass of C2H5OH? Now, C2H5OH is ethanol. So we are going to calculate the molecular mass of ethanol. So C2H5OH, first thing we need to do is look up the individual atomic masses of the atoms that make up the formula for ethanol, and we add those together, and that would give us the what is called the molecular mass. So let's go ahead and do that. So we need our periodic table. So the first thing is we have two carbons. So we're going to multiply by 2 the atomic mass of carbon, and if you look that up, it's going to be 12.011. And then we've got 5 hydrogens here plus this one, that's 6 hydrogens. So we're going to add to that, and we're going to multiply by 6 the atomic mass of hydrogen. So that's going to be 1.008. And then we're going to add to that oxygen. So here, there's only one oxygen. So we can multiply that by 1 if you want, just to be consistent. And the oxygen is going to be something like 15.9994, or it depends on your own periodic table. So when you add these together, we're going to get, let me get my calculator. Okay. And we get 46, here we go, 46.0694. So 0694 for that. And since it's molecular mass, the unit would be AMU, atomic mass unit. So that would be the mass of one molecule of ethanol. All right, so now that we have the molecular mass, or what is also called formula mass, because it's the mass of the formula, now they're asking, what is the mass of 1 mole of this? So this is the mass of one molecule. What's the mass of 1 mole? 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of H2 or C2H5OH. Well, if you want to know what the mass of 1 mole of your substance is, you have to recognize that that's referring to molar mass. What they're asking for is the molar mass, the mass in grams of 1 mole of your substance. So the great thing about molar mass is it is identical to the molecular mass. So the mass in AMU that you added together from your periodic table of one molecule of your substance is equal to the same number in grams of 1 mole of your substance. So the molar mass is the same number in grams. So 1 mole of your C2H5OH is equal to 46.0694 grams of C2H5O6. And so there's your answer. And then that brings us to C, write a conversion factor that will convert between mass and moles of your ethanol. Well, that's molar mass. So all we need to do is write this as a ratio. And again, there's 2 ways you can write it. You could put moles over grams or grams over moles. So let's do both. So I'm going to put 1 mole of C2H5OH on top, and then 46.0694 grams of the C2H5OH on the bottom. Or I can flip it, I can put 46.0694 grams of the C2H5OH ethanol over 1 mole of the ethanol, C2H5OH. So either one of those is a conversion factor for converting between moles and grams. Which one you use depends on whether you're converting from moles to grams or from grams to moles. So you just pick the one that works for your particular problem. Next, we have a problem. Now they're giving us a question. How many moles of ethanol are in 16 grams of ethanol? So 16, why 16 grams? Because 16 grams is the typical amount of ethanol that is in, say, a glass of wine or a bottle of wine, I should say. Okay, so how many moles are in 16 grams? So 16, I start with 16 grams of the ethanol, and instead of, I can write the formula, so C2H5OH, and I'm going to put that over 1. So that's what I begin with. And now I want to convert grams to moles. Well, I'm going to use the molar mass as a conversion factor. And because I have grams of the ethanol on top, I'm going to need to put grams on the bottom. So I'm going to need to put grams of ethanol on the bottom. So 46.0694. So 46.0694 grams of the C2H5OH goes on the bottom, and 1 mole of the C2H5OH goes on top. So grams of the ethanol cancel out. Now I have moles on top. That's what they want. They want me to convert to moles. I'm done. So now all I need to do is multiply and divide. And when I do that, I get, and so the answer I got was 0.347. But since I have 16 grams here, I'm going to limit that to 2 sig figs. So it's going to be 0.35. So 0.35 moles of the C2H5OH. So there's the number of moles of my ethanol that is equal to 16 grams. Then lastly, they ask, what is the volume in milliliters of 1.0 moles of pure C2H5OH, pure ethanol? And here they give me the density. So here they're giving me 1 mole of the pure C2H5OH. Well, if I have 1 mole, I can convert that to grams using the molar mass. And notice here they give me the density, which is grams per milliliter. So there's a relationship between grams and milliliters. That means I can use the density as a conversion factor to convert between grams and milliliters. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to start by taking the 1 mole. So they give us 1 mole. So I'm going to put 1.0 moles of the C2H5OH over 1, right? Start there. And now I'm going to convert the moles to grams. So I'm going to use the molar mass as a conversion factor. So I have moles here on the bottom. So now I'm going to put moles on I have moles on top, and I'm going to put moles on the bottom. So 1 mole of the C2H5OH ethanol, and then the molar mass, the grams, goes on top this time. So now I'm using this form. So 46.0694 grams of the C2H5OH. So now moles of the ethanol cancel out. I've got grams of ethanol on top. Now I can use this relationship as a conversion factor. So here I have grams on top. I want grams on the bottom. So I'm going to put 0.7893 grams on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply. Here, let me give myself some room. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to put the 0.78, so 0.7893 grams of the ethanol, C2H5OH. And on top, I'm going to put 1 milliliter. So 1 milliliter goes on top. So 1 milliliter of the C2H5OH goes on top. So grams of the ethanol cancel out. Now I have milliliters, which is what they want. I'm done. So all I need to do is multiply across the top, divide by the bottom, and I get my answer. So let's go get that answer. And our answer is 58.367. So we get 58.367 milliliters. Again, our sig figs, we have to pay attention. Here we have 2 sig figs. Here we have 6. And here we have 4. So the least number is 2. So we got to cut our answer off at 5 and 8. So we keep the 5, we keep the 8. That's true too. So we cut off everything else. And so our final answer would be 58. So 58 milliliters is the volume of 1 mole of ethanol. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you in any way. If it did, then please like the video, share the video. Also, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell and click all so you can be notified by all the videos I put out. Finally, put a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Ask me questions. I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions or any problems that you want me to go over or any topic you want me to cover in a video, let me know. I would love to do that for you. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.